Ever had those moments when someone decides to reach for the stars but ends up grasping at thin air? Well, folks, welcome to the roller coaster of gender dynamics in martial arts. In this video, we explore those instances when some daring ladies decided to challenge the gents in the world of combat. Spoiler alert, it doesn't always go as planned. Get ready for a collection of clips where women may have bitten off more than they could chew. We're diving headfirst into the world of equal rights and equal fights, showcasing moments that might just make you reconsider underestimating the power of well-trained men in a fight. So, grab your popcorn and get ready for a ride through the highs and lows of gender showdowns in the martial arts arena. Let's jump headfirst into a delightful tale of chaos featuring a self-proclaimed boxing prodigy in the army. Now, I'm not a military expert, so if someone could enlighten me on why soldiers from different branches are casually mingling or why there's a boxing ring in the mix, that'd be great. Our star of the show, wearing a red shirt showcasing confidence without the skills to back it up. With Halloween around the corner, I'm contemplating dressing up as her. All you need is a punching bag costume. Her punches were more like flailing attempts, and let's be real, that doesn't count as boxing. As we inch closer to the spooky season, it's prominent she bit off more than she can chew. But hold on, let's not give the guys a free pass either. If I were to engage in fisticuffs with someone clearly less skilled, I wouldn't let my ego run the show, unless, of course, they committed the crime of not liking a YouTube video they enjoyed. Meet Katarina, the towering wonder at an impressive 6 feet 4 inches. And then there's Morab, a mere 5 foot 6 inch dynamo who's not just making waves but tidal waves in the UFC. Now, let me paint you a scenario. Katarina casually picking up a potential title contender like he's a toy and giving him a whirl. Morab, being the good sport he is, goes along with it, but don't be fooled. He takes her down effortlessly with a single leg move that probably required just 10% of his superhero strength. I don't know about you, but if someone asked me if I'd let Katarina hoist me up like that, my answer might involve a strong nope. But hey, Morab handled it like a champ. Talk about a high-stakes UFC dance with a touch of circus flair. Ever stumbled upon a jiu-jitsu match where it's basically a slap fest on the ground? Yeah, it's like the latest power slap sport, but with a hint of skill if you can find any. A girl is at the bottom and the guy on top is going all out with open-handed slaps as if he's auditioning for a spot as a drummer for the next big band. Oh, and did I mention he's adding some body punches too, which, by the way, is not in the rule book? Apparently the ref is on a coffee break or something because no one's calling him out on it. Now, our girl on the bottom, she's struggling to control this slap-happy dude. If this is their first go at combat jiu-jitsu, it must feel like a bizarre mix of a drum solo and a misguided attempt at shadowboxing. Quick tip for future fighters, breaking your opponent's posture is key. Grip that collar, rock those legs forward, and grab the back of the head. You'll not only dodge the slaps, but also get to work your magic from the guard. Get ready for another episode of Mixed JJitsu Madness! Imagine some Army or Marine people not entirely sure what's going on, but hey, who needs context, right? Now, I don't know why they're so obsessed with this stuff, but someone needs to hand them a camera operating manual. Seriously, it's like they hired filmers on their coffee break. The footage? Oh, it's a masterpiece of weird cuts and questionable decisions. So, our protagonist, or should I say muscle aficionado, decides to showcase his unique approach to jiu-jitsu. Forget technique, this guy goes for the full living hell experience. Watch as he slams a poor soul into submission with about as much finesse as a bull in a china shop. Mount position? Yeah, that happened, but didn't expect any technical brilliance. He isolates an arm and attacks it, all the while maneuvering with what can only be described as little technique. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's a truth universally acknowledged that guys usually have the muscle advantage. Spot someone relying more on brawn than brains? Well, they're either jiu-jitsu's version of a rookie, a certified jerk, or, drumroll please, both. But hey, who needs technique when you can flex your way to victory? Let me tell you about the thrilling Saga of Lucia, the kickboxing sensation, and her epic clash with the mighty Muay Thai fighter. Lucia, the kickboxing sensation, unleashed her kicks with finesse. But hold your applause, because her male opponent, a Muay Thai fighter, was no slouch either. Lucia found herself in a dance, getting her kicks nabbed and tripped repeatedly by the somewhat clumsy opponent. Yet, there was a method to his madness. He managed to turn the tide in his favor. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Lucia, feeling the heat, decided to go all out, cornering her opponent. A strategic move, you might think. Well, think again. Lucia seemed to have misplaced her power radar. The male opponent, though a tad messy, capitalized on her aggression. It's like watching a high-stakes chess game where someone forgets the queen's power. And then, the moment of truth arrives. After a series of exchanged blows, a clean three-piece from the guy, and voila! Lucia hits the deck. That was it. Game over. Lucia, oh Lucia, we had high hopes for a different ending to this blockbuster showdown. Meet Andre, the master of finesse and subtlety in the world of sparring. He's got this unique approach, holding back on power but unleashing a waterfall of technique. It's like watching a magician reveal just enough of the trick to keep you hooked. Andre gracefully dances around the ring, strategically confusing his opponent Lena with light hooks and kicks to the liver. Lena, trying to maintain a poker face of body language, can't help but drop her arms every time Andre's precision hits home. He catches one of Lena's kicks, and down she goes. It's a poetic conclusion to a dance of skill and strategy. Now, let's talk about liver shots. Complaining about them is practically a sport, but watching Lena's reaction is a whole new level of painful pleasure. She's doing her best to hide the impact, but those liver shots are relentless truth seekers. You're about to witness possibly the most delicate serving of humble pie ever featured in a video. Our protagonist here is schooling everyone on dodging punches as if his opponent were the invisible ninja heir. I mean, the girl facing him has got a 100% striking accuracy, but hey, it's a cakewalk when you're not bothered with retaliating, right? Sure, she might be a bit rough around the edges in terms of technique, but this guy's moves are smoother than a jazz saxophone solo. Now, I'm not saying I could have done any better, but I'm pretty sure I'd have matched her strike for strike. Just kidding, it's a tough act to follow. A seasoned grandpa decides to take on a girl twice his size in an MMA showdown. And by MMA, I mean a chaotic blend of mayhem with rules loosely applied. There's not a hint of real martial arts finesse in this bizarre carnival. It's not a masterpiece. In fact, it's probably the worst fight I've laid eyes on. But wait, there's a charm that prevents me from looking away. The girl's kicks can move a leaning broom, and the old man's defense is on par with a professional fighter. Oh, and let's not forget the random dude playing referee hopscotch in the ring. Skill-wise, it's a solid 0, but on the curiosity scale, I'd give it a generous 5 or 6. We've got a classic tale of 2 girls versus 1 guy. These 2 ladies are taking on the challenge of facing a dude. And let me clarify, don't go thinking this is a mismatch. A female blue belt in the world of Jujitsu could probably take a stroll while handling any untrained guy, as long as the weight difference is somewhat reasonable. Now, cue the drum roll, because it seems like our male protagonist here is none other than the UFC fighter Grant Dawson. Spotting him in this grainy footage is like a game of Where's Waldo, but fear not, my keen-eyed friends, I think I've cracked the code. One of the girls is none other than Laura, a Jujitsu ace. He smoothly locks in an armbar on one girl, gracefully sweeps the other off her feet, and wraps her up in another armbar just moments later. Now that's what I call a 10 out of 10 performance. Bravo to this guy who may or may not be the legendary Grant Dawson himself. Our protagonist, a seemingly invincible girl, was absolutely killing it in the fighting ring. She was dancing on the edge of glory, feeling herself a bit too much after smoothly dodging a kick. Defensive abilities? Check. Sharp attacks? Double check. But oh, the irony of fate. In a cruel twist, she took a brutal kick to the liver. And let me tell you, for those uninitiated in the art of combat, getting a liver kick is like inviting a hurricane of pain to your body's doorstep. It's not just any pain, it's the kind that makes you question your life choices. But fear not, our heroine faced this agony head-on, giving a middle finger salute to the pain once she regained control of her limbs. Now, let's hear from you brave souls. Ever had the pleasure of a liver kick? Well, buckle up, folks, because we've got ourselves a nail-biter in the wild world of mixed martial arts. A girl with a love for takedowns facing off against a dude who's basically the Swiss Army knife of fighters. Our leading lady manages to make a few takedowns early on. Meanwhile, Mr. Well-Rounded pulls off some funky moves from the bottom, stands tall again, and suddenly, we're in a kickboxing showdown. Our girl can throw a punch and bob and weave like a champ, but here's the twist. Her stamina is, you can see. Cue the dude unleashing a barrage of heavy hits, perfectly blending speed and accuracy. It's like watching a master painter at work. Predictably, it's only a matter of time before the not-so-dainty damsel meets the mat. So, dear audience, was this matchup a smidge too close for comfort? Or do you reckon our girl was just flexing some serious skill in that octagon? Your call. As we wrap up today's video, we are totally on the edge of our seats, waiting for your thoughts and feedback on today's video. Seriously, your opinion is like gold to us, so don't be shy. Drop your 2 cents in the comments section below. And if you got a kick out of this video, we would be over the moon if you could toss us a thumbs up. Also, consider hitting that subscribe button to join our club and stay in the know about our freshest content. And if you reckon our video's great, spread the love and share this video with your friends. And for the ultimate fan experience, don't forget to ring that bell icon so you never miss our next video. Until then, stick around and take care.